Fernando Alonso is a legendary driver, and with 32 wins, he ranks 6th on the most F1 wins rankings. Lewis Hamilton won 103 races and is currently leading the rankings. However, many wonder whether Hamilton lost his motivation and passion to secure an 8th world title. With Fernando still showing pace and passion, more people think that Alonso should move to Mercedes. Some even go as far to say that Alonso needs to take Hamilton's place next year. What do you think? In this video, I will go over all the advantages and disadvantages for moving Fernando up to Mercedes. But before I get into that, I want to point out that I'm giving away the new Formula 1 2022 racing game to someone who has liked and subscribed to my channel. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get started. Alonso's last win goes back to 2013, where he won the Spanish Grand Prix in front of his home crowd. After 2013, Fernando Alonso had to deal with either unreliable or uncompetitive cars, and he didn't come close to winning another race. However, there is no doubt as to Fernando's capability to get more out of the car's performance than other drivers. With Alonso being close to 41, he is the oldest driver on the grid. Yet, when asked when he will finally retire, he responds that he still feels like a 20-year-old that is passionate and physically strong. His passion and driver's skills were once more shown during the Canadian Grand Prix, where Fernando secured a second place in qualifying. This was Alonso's first front-row grid since 2012. Whereas Fernando still shows passion and remains motivated to win races again, Lewis Hamilton seems disheartened and dull. After 8 years of driving race-winning cars, Lewis Hamilton is used to winning races. However, 2022 seems to drain his energy and passion now that he has an uncompetitive car. He repeatedly gets beaten by his teammate George Russell, and many wonder when Hamilton decides to retire. Both Alonso and Hamilton belong to the most experienced drivers in Formula 1, with a combined total races of over 600 races. Whereas Alonso won 2 world titles, Lewis Hamilton won 7. However, many point out that Alonso should have won more titles, but due to lack of luck, he is still at just 2. On the other hand, Lewis Hamilton is often criticized for winning championships while driving superior cars, and having medium to good drivers as a teammate. Fans from over the world see Hamilton struggle to get the W13 under control as a sign that Hamilton is at best an average driver. But is this really true? It is difficult to compare the last 8 years, as Hamilton did drive a superior car, which made it much easier to win races. However, if you look back before 2014, we still see some impressive statistics. Hamilton joined the Formula 1 in 2007 to secure a second place in the championship standings, missing out on 1 point to win the World Drivers' Championship. Funnily enough, it was Fernando Alonso who was Hamilton's teammate after he just moved from Renault. Alonso at that time just secured his 2nd world title, whereas Hamilton was an F1 rookie. Hamilton did impress with securing 9 podium places in the first 9 races as a rookie, which is still a record to this date. In the first 2 seasons alone, he managed to win 9 races and win 1 World Drivers' title. Things really get interesting when we look at 2009 till 2013, where Hamilton didn't have a competitive car. In both 2007 and 2008, McLaren built the fastest car, but with the regulation changes in 2009, this all changed. Yet, Hamilton managed to win races in every year. Even with the undrivable 2009 car, he still managed to win 2 races. He did an even better job from 2010 to 2012 by winning 10 races total and securing 9 pole positions. This is incredible when we see that Red Bull had the fastest car during those years. It is also worth mentioning that in 15 full seasons, he only got outscored twice by his teammates. Only Jenson Button and Nico Rosberg managed to outscore Hamilton. When we look at his statistics before he got a dominant car, we see that he still won 22 times in 111 races and secured 31 pole positions. Fernando Alonso is known for his aggressive driving style. He was the first driver to finally beat Michael Schumacher after winning 5 consecutive drivers' titles. Already when Fernando joined the Formula 1 at Minardi, it was obvious that he was up for great things. He managed to win his first race in 2003 at Renault. However, it wasn't until 2005 that he would win his second race. In 2005, the F1 added stricter engine and tire rules. This reduced Ferrari's tire and engine advantage and gave Renault the chance to catch up. With the driving skills of Fernando, it soon became evident that even the great Michael Schumacher wouldn't be a match for him. For 2 years, Schumacher and Alonso fought great battles, but in both occasions, Alonso came out on top. The most impressive statistics would come between 2010 and 2013, not because he won any championships, but because he was showing time and time again that he could outperform the car's performance. Where his teammate Felipe Massa was not even coming close to challenging Sebastian Vettel, Fernando Alonso became second 3 times, and at 2 occasions he was fighting for the World Championship till the last race. Many wondered how he could get so much performance out of his car, as it clearly lacked pace compared to the Red Bulls. From 2014 onwards, Alonso only drove cars that were lacking significant car performance. Yet there were still moments where he would shine, especially when conditions would become tricky and true driving skills are needed. So why would Mercedes do good to hire Alonso? Alonso has stated many times that he still wants to win a 3rd championship. He lost 3 world championships in the last race, and he knows his driving skills are good enough to secure a 3rd one. At almost 41, he still is as hungry as a young driver, and after giving a masterclass during qualifying in Canada where he secured 2nd place, many wonder how he would do in a Mercedes. Although Mercedes lacks pure performance at the moment, it is expected that these problems are solved throughout the season. If there is one thing you and I can agree on, then it is that Mercedes knows how to win car-winning cars. With Alonso and Russell as teammates, Mercedes can utilize top driving skills that are point-passionate and eager to push the team forward. Lewis Hamilton has shown this year that he is not the person to lead the team in times of struggle. Alonso knows how to deal with teams that are struggling, as he experienced this with Ferrari, McLaren, and Alpine. This experience and knowledge can be crucial to bring Mercedes to the top of the pack. Although Alonso is almost 41, Lewis Hamilton is only a couple years younger. At this stage, it is not about age, but about motivation and willingness to lead a team. Fernando Alonso seems to be better suited for that. Why wouldn't Mercedes want to hire Alonso? Besides Alonso's age, he is known to stir up the team to speed up car developments. However, this isn't always beneficial, as it can create tension. One of the big reasons Alonso didn't win in 2007 was the internal tension between Hamilton and Alonso. Later on, both at Ferrari and again McLaren, it was repeatedly reported that Alonso would cause friction internally by being very demanding. Mercedes is currently not a winning team, and with Toto Wolff regularly making it to the headlines, the team might need stability and companionship from its drivers rather than extra pressure. If Fernando would have been an animal, he would definitely be a bull. Besides Alonso's temperament, his age does form a barrier to become a long-term Mercedes driver. No one knows for how much longer Fernando feels motivated and physically fit to drive a Formula One car. As Ferrari has seen with Kimi Räikkönen, performance loss can quickly happen. What do you do then? Overall, choosing between Hamilton and Alonso is choosing between champions. Both are great drivers with their own characteristics. However, it does seem that Alonso is more motivated and passionate to take his team and himself to higher levels to win races again. Where Hamilton often complains about his car, Alonso remains positive and gives feedback. What do you think? Who do you think Mercedes should hire for next year?